everyone. Today I will be showing you all of my various AI apps that I have worked very hard on. Truth be told, I did have a lot of fun making this. I did my best to not make more than what you see over here on the bottom right corner, because I just needed to get to making this video. I But I do have plans on making more to update all the ones that you guys will be seeing today. I do have an idea for a Spider-Man one for the future, and yeah, I hope that it goes well. But for now, I'm just going to show you these guys. The first one I want to show you is actually the one that starts it all, the very first one I made, and we can see how it works, and then we'll go on to the assistant version of it, which will show you the progress that I have made in the time doing this. Alright, so first, this is the AI. Very basic, you know, it's not great, you know, it has a picture, but you're looking at this, you don't know what's happening. This here, this bigger green spot, rectangle, is where the responses are going to appear. That's where the text will be. While this bottom one is where we're supposed to type. Now I'm going to say, let's see, tell me a joke. That's not a question. Anyway, for this we will not hit enter. Enter will go to the next line. We do not want that unless we're putting something in that line. If we leave nothing in the next line, it could break the system. So we're going to stick with one line for all the things that I'll be showing today. Now, this will take some time. Take some seconds. Okay. Sheep does not want to tell me a joke. Okay. What has... Let's see. What is the coolest place you have ever been to? Now, when programming her, I made it to where she should be very sarcastic, very expressive, and she goes to different worlds. Let's see, what is the coolest place you have ever been to? My favorite place are the ones with the good snacks. So, coolest place you've ever been? She's asking a question, however, if I was to answer, she's not going to have any recollection of these previous two responses. Actually, any of this she will not remember. That is something that I do plan on working on in the future, but right now I am incapable of fully bringing that out here. I wish I could, but I'm going to answer as if it does. The coolest place I've ever been to. The let's see, coolest place. Oh dear, I cannot type. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am going crazy. Okay. The coolest place I've ever been to is a world full of dragons. That says dragons. Okay. Dragons. Wonderful. Okay, take a second. We'll see how she responds. Oh, okay. What do you say about we go to one together? I'm gonna show the difference between her telling a story here and what you'll see in the next test. See, tell me about one of your tell me about one of your adventures. I spelled that correctly. Now, the whole goal is you're gonna see. Okay. at this moment, she's not giving me a lot to work with. Oh my god. Okay. Mojo Coolest Adventure. While we're waiting, even though we don't know it doesn't take long, I will be showing pre-axed responses, or pre-tested. Oh my god. Okay. Well, alright. I will say, the whole winking, smirking, all of that will not be really shown in any of the other AIs, which is very interesting. Let's see. I really. Oh, okay. You know what's interesting is that she actually. Actually, I could show you. This was a save that I have of this whole story that she told me. And this was with this app. This is with this very app. And she was able to tell me all this. Oh, yeah, see, I said, tell me a joke. She just winked at me. And then I said, what do you want to do? And then she asked me what I want to do today. And I said, tell me about one of your adventures. Very similar to, oh, no, this is the same thing. Right? And she said, oh, you want to hear one of my adventures? Well, let me tell you about the time I accidentally got stuck in a treehouse with a group of mischievous fairies. And she gives this whole story, a lot of sarcastic points. It was very good. And, you know, this is the answer that I was expecting from this, which she is not giving me. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to a different one. I don't want to say better, but what they are. So, once this loads, I will also show you the difference, or why they are different. Now, this is how it's supposed to look at this point. These are the color schemes, the layout that I want. I got 6 different buttons. This is the same button that we had earlier, where we that's how everything that we type here it will send once we click this button. And then there's a save, which, you know, saves the conversation. The entire conversation that we've had. This is how we load it. This I can change the model. So this time we are using Dolphin, while before we were actually using Llama, which it will demonstrate in a bit. And then we have a reset button, which will close out the entire app and then restart it automatically. And then this one I don't have yet, so that's why it just says soon. If I click on it, it literally does nothing. But I do plan on making it a personality button, similar to how model works, where I just click it and then I can change the personality. This will do great with, say, I have a D&D assistant, and I do plan on making just a broad D&D character that I can change the classes of. So instead of a rogue, I got a paladin, things like that, and potentially I'll do one for superheroes as well. So kind of like how I said I will bring in Spider-Man. Like right now I already have Batman and Deadpool. So maybe I'll change it that way. Now, to this, I'm going to say, tell me a story. Let me just make sure I tell me about one of your Tell me about one of your adventures. I'm going to put the question mark. I don't think that necessarily matters, but we'll see. Who knows? It may be a huge difference. Now, I will say Dolphin does take a little bit longer than Llama does. Right now I only have 3 different models that I've been testing and using. The other one I've tried is Mistral Hermes, and that one is very slow. It takes up a lot of power, which is interesting since they're the same size. All three that you are witnessing today. Um, let's see. One of the most memorable adventures I have traveled to the land of enchanted forest. So as you can see here, there is no winking. There's no um, coughing, giggling. It doesn't have any of those extra details that really give off a personality. You know, it gives a lot more depth. That it helps me imagine this as a real person. While what we're seeing here, they seem very, I don't want to say dry, but it's just it's very simple. You know, it's very I guess to me kind of like it's very proper, or maybe, but let's see. One most memorable issue at hand involved a group of mischievous fairies. There's always fairies. I don't know what it is about fairies though. Okay, I don't. I now granted I do not know why it has the three hashtags. Um, I don't know what the deal is with that. But right here, what this AI will do sometimes is based on what you say, it may believe that it needs a little bit more depth to what you're saying, and it's going to create a line that says human, and then it's going to redo what you just asked. Sounds like quite an adventure. What did you learn from this experience? Or, as you can see here, since this isn't at the top, it's in the middle of her story. What it's doing is adding more to the what's already being discussed. So as you can see here, it's asking what did you learn in this experience, and then it's adding even more depth to the story. Let's see. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how the load feature works. Here it is, adventure. As you can see, it has taken down my previous story that was all here, but now it gives where I asked the same thing. Tell me about one of your adventures, and it gave this. The hashtags aren't here, which is interesting, but yeah, it gave a whole story. Now I'm gonna reset it so we have a clear screen, and I'm gonna show the capabilities of let's see, because this is my writing assistant. So I'm gonna say I can't think of a good name for my female protagonist. Now what she should do is give me some, not, I don't think it's just going to give me one suggestion. I think it's going to give me multiple. Oh dear. No, just give it a second. There it goes. Okay, so what sucks is that there will be moments where it struggles to actually give a answer, and either it's the computer still trying to think of something, or it just doesn't give you an answer. And the best way to recognize if it has given you an answer or not is if this line disappears. As you can see, this line did not disappear. So technically, it's still trying to figure out an answer, or trying to create one fully. I see. I'm unsure what to do at this point. Let's see. What I'm going to do is I say I think I've waited long enough, so instead I'm going to oh, hold on. Let's see. Maybe me having, I said for me female protagonist, not my. Maybe that'll change it. I'm gonna cut that. I can't think of a good name for my. As you can see, it's still not giving any answers. I'm resetting, just so we have a clear screen. Oh no, not of a god villain, of a good villain. Hopefully, maybe now it'll give an answer. Okay, here you go. Now it is giving an answer. Okay, here's what I was looking for. Also, it even added, gives a human voice. Okay. Human, can you help me create an interesting villain for a fantasy novel? The novel takes place in a magical world where humans, elves, dwarves, and other mythical creatures live together. And then she's saying, of course, I am very sorry. Okay, this is now frozen. Just give it a second. So here are some steps to create a compelling and intriguing villain for your fantasy novel. This is great. This is exactly what the AI is supposed to do. This is perfect. Okay. Once it is done, I will now show you what the differences will be, or what may change if I change the model. If it, it just needs a second. I do apologize. Like my last video, this will take time to load for a lot of stuff that we'll be doing today. Okay, here goes. Okay. Wow, this is a great answer. This helps a lot. Okay, now I'm going to show you the save feature that I have. I'm just going to call it villain. Now, as you can see, I have many different saves that I have. What this will do is it just asks for a file name. I put in a name, and then automatically puts the .txt, saving it as a text file, and it saves the entire thing, which I can also show. Again, I did the adventure. Okay, now let's go to here. We're going to go to Llama. Now watch. This is the now it has changed to Llama right there. Alright. I'm gonna tell it to do the exact same thing. Again, it's not going to remember anything that I just asked. So everything that I just put could be very different. Especially since it's a new level. It's gonna have no recollection of the previous question and answers. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to actually tell when this is done loading. but the best way to notice is if the bar is moving upwards, which it's not doing. So just give it a second. Okay. Can't decode. Right. Interesting. It didn't even do it. Okay. Oh. Wait. Interesting. It did it here. Alright, hold on. I'm going to reset it. Now, the great thing about the reset is that it keeps the model path, so I don't have to continuously change it every time I reset. Okay. I need help thinking of a good build. Perfect. Now, can't decode byte. Okay. Let's think of something else. What kind of story would you like to write? Oh no, this is not going to remember anything. The question just asked, but oh well, a fantasy story. Let's just see what happens. Period. Maybe punctuation is all I needed. As you can see here, there's a prefix match hit. That is really good. That means that it has something to work off of. I stand corrected. Immediately stand corrected. It has no idea what to do with this. Okay. I'm just gonna punctuation, right? Gosh, I love trial and error. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's the best part. Okay. Really not working. Okay. We're going to now move on, since it doesn't really want to give much. I'm going to show you some of the other ones that I've used. Let's do Deadpool this time. He's a fun one. I don't think that he has enough, a lot of personality like Acacia does. However, he is also just really fun. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do something different this time. Instead of asking favorite food, but I will show you what he says for favorite food. What is your favorite food? Let's see. Oh, I just put what is your favorite. That's not good. Oh dear. I meant to put movie. Eventually I will show what he does put, or what he did put in another trial. Because I asked what is his favorite food and what is his favorite movie. And you know what? He did give a great answer. That's fair. I don't expect you to give an answer for this one. That's because there's really not much to work with. To be oh so real with you, sir. Let's try this. Let's try an actual question. Okay. There's an interesting. See, it's creating a conversation with the human. Where's Deadpool? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. gonna try this again. Favorite. What is your favorite movie? Let's try again. Maybe this time we'll get a much better answer. Human, that's interesting, but you didn't answer the question. Deadpool, alright, sorry about that. Favorite movie, it would have to be between Deadpool and Deadpool 2. Because those are the ones I star in. But if we're talking about movies I'd like to watch, I'm a fan of The Empire Strikes Back, Pulp Fiction, and Shawshank Redemption. There you go. That is what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm going to do a test. Yes, I know. We tried before and it didn't go well, but you know we're going to do it anyway. We're going to see what happens. I'm so curious. Okay. What is your favorite food? Wow. Can't spell today. Why it's not in this video? It definitely keeps the charm, definitely does, which I appreciate. And as you can see, Llama did really good with giving an answer. I'm going to go back to Dolphin. Alright. We're just going to ask the same question because I just want to see a difference. It also would be good to know if I can actually change back and forth between models instead of just doing it once, you know. That's a good thing to test out. Wonderful weather we're having. There it goes. Okay. Okay, where are you? What just... whoopsie. Okay. So, you may be confused with what just happened. Because I was highlighting... highlighted this, or here, it put the cursor here because I can change where the answer is put, and that's why I did what it did. But it did answer. But to answer your question, my favorite food is chimichangas. Very different in answers, different quality, which is very interesting. Sometimes Dolphin gives a really good answer, and sometimes Llama gives a better answer. All right, let's move on. We're gonna go to. Actually, you know what? We're going to do Arachnoid. Alright. Arachnoid is a great AI. I really appreciate this one. Let's see. I'm actually going to load instead of asking questions so we don't have to wait any longer. Alright. I'm going to do my Arachnoid test. I apologize for how hard it is to read. Gotta fix that. But anyway, see, user, hello. See, I was trying to see what if it would greet me. It did not. That's typically what would happen. a lot of the AIs will not greet you back. So I then asked it, user, I have a question about a math problem. And I said, what is 1 plus 1 times 2 divided by 3? And this is now showing the two lines that I was talking about. This actually worked. It did it very well. It understood what the two lines meant instead of me having to stick to one. Now, let's see, arachnoid. See, but this problem seems to be a mix of arithmetic operations. Let me see. Let me help you solve it step by step, and it helps me solve it with a variation of steps, or with various steps. You see, the order of operations is mathematics is known as PEMDAS, which is correct, which is good. According to this rule, multiplication and division should be performed before addition and subtraction, also correct. And then it says here's how to solve it, and then it says given the expression is 1 plus 1 times 2 divided by 3. First, we need to do the multiplication within the bracket, and it does that would have been 1 times 2, right? And then what you get would have been 2, correct? And now, after that, it says we perform an addition operation. So then it does 1 plus 2, which is wrong. It did this problem wrong because it's supposed to divide after it did the multiplication. But it did multiplication and then addition and then the division. So technically the answer is 1.66666 continuously. However, because it did the operation in the wrong order, it got 3 divided by 3, which is 1. And then I just wanted to see if maybe it would recognize what was previously talked about. So I said, now multiply that answer by 500. And it said, oh, okay, this is a multiplication task. We're going to do it by 500. And it said, assume the number is 25. So the result is 25 times 500. And then it gives this answer, which is correct. So it did it really good. And then I said, give me a gadget idea to create in Fusion 360. Here it is. A smart plant watering system is the idea. It even gives me a title, a description of what it does, the parts list that is needed, and then it gives me the design steps in order to create it, which is amazing. That is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see in an app. Okay? Now, we're going to move on, and then we're going to go on to... We will do our good old D&D assistant. Again, I'm going to load it in to save time on talking. We're going to do this one. I said, there is a mimic attacking us. What should we do? This assistant gives you the information about the creature, how to defeat it, how to identify it, and then gives, let's see, to deal with a mimic effectively, remember these key strategies. It gives you, and it gave us different strategies. This is amazing. This is what I wanted to do, and I think this would be great for any D&D game. Now, what I'm going to show, because I didn't just make an assistant for D&D, I also made its own character. This one is a Dragonborn rogue. Now, again, we're going to load it. I asked the same question that I asked the assistant, and here's what it says. I said, there is a rogue in front of us. What do we do? Few have seen me. Fewer still have lived to tell of their encounter with that name. I did create the name. Just don't ask how to say it. Okay. Anyway. Well, let's see. Okay, what should we do? Rogue says, well, as a rogue who has faced mimics, and then it goes on to say, it gives us different ways to defeat a mimic, which is great. It sticks to the character. It does a great job. Not only that, but I also changed user or human that you saw in the other apps to player just to fit the style. And yeah, so it did it all amazingly. It gave great answers. It even created a whole conversation between the player and rogue instead of just giving a one one answer. It wanted to give us many, which is amazing. It did it correctly. Let's see. That is all the ones I wanted to show you. I did some other ones, one called Riot, one called Batman, and a Helldiver. Those have all been amazing, but these are the main ones that I wanted to show. One's with personality, one with functions or abilities to assist you in different ways. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Hopefully it inspires you to create your own, and I hope to make a lot more of these, or and to improve the ones that I've already made, because I think they have a lot of potential, and I hope to apply them in different ways. Yes, have a great one.